You're going to be up at the podium when your time comes, which is shortly, not right now. Good morning. This is the April 2nd, 2024 meeting of the Chatham Historical Commission. I'm Bob Lear. I'm acting as chair today in the absence, at least in person, of our chair, Frank Messina. I need to do a little note before we get started. This meeting is being recorded and will be available shortly hereafter for scheduled and on-demand viewing on any smartphone, phone, or tablet device. If anyone else is recording the meeting, please notify the chairman. Pursuant to Governor Healy's March 29, 2023 signing of the Acts of 2023 extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law until March 31st, 2025. This meeting of the Chatham Historical Commission is being conducted in person and via remote participation. Every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. A reminder that persons who would like to listen to this meeting while in progress may do so by calling the phone number 1-508-945-4410, conference ID 814-459-844, hashtag, or join the meeting online via Microsoft Teams through the link in the posted agenda. While this is a live broadcast and simulcast on Chatham TV, despite our best efforts, we may not be able to provide for real-time access. We will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as possible. Our first order of business is to do a roll call to verify that we have a quorum. Mr. Messina is virtual. Are you, Frank?
I don't see him on.
Not yet. Okay. The vice chair is here. Mr. Burlingame is absent. Mr. Aikman is absent. Ms. Hamilton.
Here.
Ms. Porter.
Here.
Ms. Tennyson.
Here.
Mr. Stevens.
Here.
And is our alternate present? Yes. Oh, there's Frank. Frank, are you?
Oh, there's Frank.
Are you present, Frank? I see you, but. Nancy, are you present?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Nancy Bart is here.
And Frank.
And Frank is here, at least I can see him. Therefore, because we're missing Mr. Burlingame and Mr. Aikman, both of our alternates can be voters this morning on our one application. So the minutes are the first item on the agenda from March 19th. I have reviewed them and didn't see any errors. Any other comments or motions?
I'd like to move that we accept the minutes from March 19th, 2024.
Stephanie, you didn't.
Second.
You may have to do it again. You weren't, your microphone wasn't on.
I know, but he didn't.
Yeah, he knocked.
Oh, did he? Okay, I'd like to accept the minutes from March 19th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Messina, your vote? Are you muted?
You're muted, Frank.
Yes.
Chair, the vice chair votes yes. Ms. Hamilton?
Yes.
Ms. Porter?
Yes.
Ms. Tennyson?
Yes.
Stevens?
Yes.
And Nancy? Oh, you weren't here. Never mind.
Yes.
Never mind. You weren't present, so for good reason.
No, then.
All right, our first application, first and only application is number 24-009 to be heard in accordance with Chapter 158, which is the demolition delay bylaw of the town general bylaws, with a notice of intent to partially demolish a historic or at least more than 75-year-old building at 171 Morris Island Road. And we have a representative here from the applicant. You want to come up and give it up there? Give us an idea of what you're up to and what you're asking for.
Hi, my name's Bert DeMonton. I'm with DeMonton Dunham Builders, and we're proposing to do work at the 171 Morris Island Road home. and we're proposing to do some dormers and some second floor work, and that's pretty much it.
Now, we obviously have the plans, and 4 of us were out there yesterday morning. And your partner, I believe, said you're not changing the footprint of the
That's
building.
correct.
Okay. And the windows and shingles and all those things are going to be comparable to what's there? And
Yes.
what's there appears to be in keeping with everything else in the neighborhood.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to get that background. Do any of the commissioners have any questions about this? Concerns? I do note that it was constructed in 1978, so it's barely, 48, I'm sorry, well, 78 would be better. 48, so it's not really historic in the old age sense, and we did learn, or failed to learn anything yesterday that would make us think that it otherwise met his significant criteria in terms of famous people or whatever might be. Frank, would you like to speak to this?
Yes, just briefly, Bob, thank you very much. Yeah, this whole neighborhood area, which is about to be flooded and washed away, Mother Nature has her way, is kind of interesting in the sense that we've never really, we do have some homes in the area, cottages, which were worthy of some kind of retention or at least protection, in the cottage area. And I think the ship has kind of sailed on us, no pun intended, as the water comes in. So I guess I have to agree with you. Intrinsically by itself, it really does not, in my meet the standards of historical significance. And, by skin of its teeth, 76 years old, we're hearing it. And it's something when the commission has absolutely nothing to do, I don't know when, we should reevaluate that whole question. I know it's on our agenda of the criteria of 75 years or not, but just a thought for future thinking. So I would not support it being historically significant.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else online? Okay, any motions to be had? Oh, Robert, I'm sorry.
Yes, I don't think it's historically significant by any means, but the one thing that took me back in the area is it's a very, very crowded property between the other properties that are around there. So I would just, it's probably not our business, but if I were on the other side of the fence, I'd be thinking about trying to do all your work in such a way that it doesn't change the streetscape or doesn't crowd out other neighbors that are already crowded. So that's just an FYI. It's not a complaint.
I agree.
Good luck with your project.
Motions, anybody? Ms. Tennyson?
Yes. I move that the Chatham Historical Commission finds that the building located at 171 Morris Island Road is not historically significant because it does not meet any of the definitional criteria in 158-2 A, B, or C of the bylaw. Therefore, the commission does not impose a demolition delay.
I'll second.
All right, we'll do a roll call on that motion. Mr. Messina, your vote?
Yes.
Ms. Hamilton?
Yes.
Ms. Porter?
Yes.
Ms. Tennyson?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Ms. Barr?
Yes.
Okay. You're good. Get to work.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we don't have any new business on the listed agenda. We have a couple of old business to follow up on. One is the Preservation Awards Committee, which we reported on a couple of weeks ago, that has sent out their selections, and I gather that there is a meeting scheduled for tomorrow to help prepare for the presentation event on May 18th. Jana, is there anything else to add to that process?
I don't know, Frank, do you have anything that you want to add on that? We're having a meeting tomorrow morning.
Yes, thank you very much, Janet. And the meeting is basically, I guess, is Christina can let us know, because she's doing most of the work at this particular point, is to finalize the preparation for the meeting on May 18th. And I hope the members of the Historical Commission will come. You know, I remember one of the first Preservation Award meetings we had. Nancy, who's joining us from south of France there, I can remember, we used to hold them at Chatham Bars Inn. We had 100, maybe 150 people attending. Could be because there were free eats and inexpensive drinks. And now we hold them at the Historical Society, the barn of the Atwood, and we appreciate the fact that it's become a much smaller event from that perspective. But I still think the concept of us acknowledging good work when good work is done is very important. And I like to think about the fact that some of our contractors, everybody from Mr. Polimis, Peter Polimis, to Bill Marsh, Eastwood, Rick Roy, you know, now they love to advertise that they're award-winning historic restoration architects and developers, but it does get the word out, and so it continues to support it, and I do appreciate the fact that Janet has joined me this year, and I would hope another member of our commission would be thinking about joining the committee. So a certain individual would like
Calvi and Frank.
to tell me to move on. But anyway, so that's where we are with that. So thank you very much.
That's great. Nancy said she would join, Frank. That'd be good.
All right, Nancy, you're on, kid.
Yes,
Thank you.
Raising my hand, I would be happy to join. This year, I will not be back until May 5th, but if there's anything I can do remotely, let me know.
And you'll
Well,
be
what
back
you
in
do,
time.
this-
Yeah.
This year's pretty much wrapped up,
I'll be
but
back.
you know, we'll next year's another year. So thank you very much. I wanted to speak to a couple other things when you have a chance, Bob.
I was about to ask you if you'd like to talk about the Nickerson Homestead status.
Yeah, I think, you know, this was been on our agenda for forever, pre-COVID, and I think that the Nickerson dig was done in 2017 and 2018, and here we are, you know, finally reaching the point to finalize an application to Mass Historic to ask for the eligibility of the Nickerson family dig as a National Register site. Katie Donovan has assured me she will be moving out with that, and hopefully pretty quickly. So it's a very small effort from our archaeologist Holly Herbst of PAL to prepare the documentation, and then we as a commission would vote and submit it to Mass Historic, similar to what we did for the South Chatham. And hopefully if we get a return of a positive eligibility, then we will then have to dig up some money again to find a way to actually submit a formal application, similar to what we did with Eric Dre, our preservation consultant. So that's where we are with that. If you mind, I'll just segue quickly to the boathouse. The boathouse continues to move forward. The selectmen are going to be talking about it again tonight on dredging. There's a warrant on town meeting for funds for the entire waterfront, which I would hope the members of the commission and the public would support, so we can allow the U.S. Coast Guard boathouse to float back from up in Quincy back to Chatham, which I think would be great when it happens. One last thing, if I could, Bob, I wanted just to remind the commission members and members of the public, the three people listening besides us, there's a group called Historic Chatham, which we established after the 300th anniversary, when we decided that we needed to continue to keep the historic elements in Chatham, the venues, in the public's eyes. And this is a group which the Historical Commission, myself, and the Atwood, the Marconi, the Mayo House, the Eldridge Public Library, and the Lighthouse. So there's about 7 or 8 of us who are part of this group, and we meet infrequently and have something called History Weekend. And this year, it's June 14th to 16th. The purpose of History Weekend is for all the venues, the Lighthouse, the Windmill, the Atwood, the Marconi, to be open at some kind of reduced fee for those who charge fees, and to just get people an early view of what's going to be happening historically in Chatham over the summer. For instance, the Windmill on Saturday the 15th will be grinding corn if Mother Nature provides some wind. But two other things I wanted to just comment as part of the History Weekend and the Historical Commission is the results of the archaeological work we did with Dan Zotto on the cemeteries, which I think we all appreciated and enjoyed his brief presentation to the Historical Commission. The Eldred Public Library, Amy Anderson, is going to be having a talk on June 14th, where Dan is going to be giving some of the history and the highlights of the archaeological history of Chatham cemeteries. And following that in May 9th, and I'll send something out, Holly Herbster of the PAL Archaeological Lab will be giving a presentation on the results of the Archaeological Survey of Chatham. So, we spent some good town money to do these things, and it's good to get into the public eye what were the results of what we're doing. Saying that, Bob, I think you're going to conclude this meeting in 20 minutes. Set a record.
Well, the chairman's report consists of the demolition delay status, none of which has changed since our last meeting, when we upheld or continued the one on 107 Highland Avenue. There's no correspondence, and other things are on hold. So if anybody on the commission or in the public has anything to add to that, let me know. Anybody on the commission have a motion to make?
I move that we end this meeting.
Adjourn. I second the motion to adjourn.
All right, a vote on that. Mr. Messina?
Yes, sir.
Stephanie?
Yes.
Sandy?
Yes.
Janet?
Yes.
Robert?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yes.
Good. We're done.
Thank you,
you, Mark.
Nancy.
Thank you so much.